Anyhow, folks, let's start the show. Are you ready for your first comment? Are you ready? All right, for your first comment, give it up for Mr. Spencer Edelstein.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I think there was some sort of miscommunication with the dress code. Either everyone here is very underdressed or I am very overdressed. I'm not sure. When I first got depressed, I tried pretty much everything to get rid of it. I tried talk therapy, I tried medication, I tried Scientology. I'm kidding. We didn't do talk therapy because Xenu thinks it poisons your brain. My first therapist wanted me to try mindfulness therapy, which is where you imagine your thoughts as leaves floating on a river. But I was never really good at that. I always like to think of my thoughts as pizza going into my face, and then I would go and get some thoughts from Minios. The first medication I tried worked for about 2 years, but then it stopped working, so we changed things up a little bit. We went from Prozac to copious amounts of alcohol. One of the side effects of antidepressants is weight gain, and it really sucks. You know, I'm supposed to eat less, and I'm trying. I'm down to 3 pints of ice cream a day. It's so bad that my Jewish grandmas don't even tell me I need to eat more anymore. For years, it was, oh, you look so thin, and you need a haircut. And now I just need a haircut. My weight isn't the only thing that my antidepressants affect. It also messes with my stomach, messes with my sleep, it messes with my libido. It's turned me into an insomniac farter who can't get it up. I want to change medications, but the problem is, my last psychiatrist was such a nightmare that I've been having my mom prescribe my drugs for me. She's a doctor, it's legal, don't worry. We're pretty close, but for some reason I feel like, hey Mom, can we talk about switching meds? I'm having boner problems. Just a side note, when I wrote that joke, I didn't expect my mom to be in the front. It feels really good to talk about that in front of your mom. In the midst of one of my major depressive episodes, I decided to get 2 cats. And I realized that owning cats, being a cat is a lot like being depressed, you know. You sleep 18 hours a day, you eat a handful of litter box, you eat a handful of food every day. I just ruined the punchline. And use litter box twice a day. In retrospect, it was such a terrible idea to get cats at the time. I mean, I can barely take care of myself. Let's get 2 more animals who are completely dependent on me all the time. I recently left grad school. I was in a neuroscience program where we were studying drinking in mice. The biggest reason I left was that the hours were really brutal. I mean, I basically turned my desk into a pull-out bed. I was motel comfort and Omni William Penn prices. A lot of my experiments used a Skinner box where you put a mouse in a box and they can press a lever for drugs. It's like Grubhub, but way better. Our experiments focused on changing the RNA in a mouse's brain to make them drink less, because it was either that or send them to AA. They're terrible at AA. They always get stuck on step 7. It's a nightmare. In grad school, I gave alcohol, THC, and ketamine to mice. When I was in college, I gave cocaine, MDMA, and crystal meth to rats. I figured out I didn't really like research, I just like drugs. It wasn't all bad though. If you're a research mouse, you get as much food and water as you want, you don't pay rent, and for a few hours every day you get drugs. In my next life, I think I want to be a research mouse. One of the big drinking experiments we do is called drinking in the dark, where if you give mice access to alcohol for only a few hours a day, they drink a lot more than if they can drink whenever they want. It's basically last call for mice. I remember the day I decided I wanted to leave grad school. It was October 19th of last year. I was helping a friend of mine with his experiments, and part of it meant taking the temperature of the mice. And you can't really put a thermometer in their mouth or in their ear, so you gotta do it the old-fashioned way. And I learned if there's one thing that mice don't like, it's when you put something in their butt. Luckily, while I was unemployed, my fiance was fantastic about everything. She's right there in the front, Samantha. She was doing we've been planning our wedding, and she's much more detail-oriented than me. So, recently she made us a binder, and, she showed me what was in it, and she said, this is going to be color-coded, this is going to be organized, and it's going to take 10 years to pay for this. Now that I'm getting married, I'm looking back on my old relationships and figuring out how they turned me into, who I am. One of my ex-girlfriends taught me how to be an animal lover. One of my ex-girlfriends taught me how to deal with getting a cold. My high school girlfriend cheated on me with my best friend. It's a joke. In retrospect, I should have seen it coming. They had a lot in common. They spent a lot of time together. She started calling him my boyfriend. And then my fiance. And now they're married. So I actually just started a new job. I'm working at an animal shelter, which is pretty cool. I wanted to give back to animals after doing all that research. So now instead of getting mice drunk, I take dogs to raves and get them stoned. To work at an animal shelter, you gotta pass a drug test. So for the last 3 weeks I worked at my last job, I had to stay away from the Skinner box. It really sucked. And one of the things I've noticed at the new job is how much I like being part of a team. It's really nice to hear, hey, you can do this, or hey man, good job today, or who's a good boy? And the best part is, no matter how many times they say it, it's me. I'm the good boy.